Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today's reading activity is just a way to remind ourselves of all the reasons why we learn to read. So we are practicing each and every day, either at school or with your families, to learn how to read. One, so that we can read fun books and enjoy reading, but there's a lot of ways in our life that we need reading. So, for example, your mom and dad use reading when they drive down the road to read the signs. When they go to the grocery store, they might bring a list. They have to be able to read the list. And another super important way that we use reading is for cooking and when we use recipes. So today we are going to look at and read a recipe, and I'm going to do it for you. Now, you do not have to do this recipe at home. You do not have to do it today or tomorrow. This is something that will stay on your Seesaw journal, and if your family ever decides that it would be something fun they want to try, you can. But nobody has to make this recipe at home, okay? So we are going to take a look at our recipe. And the first part of our recipe talks about mashing up our graham crackers. So I'm going to read it to you. The recipe says, put graham crackers in a bag and crush it. So I put my graham crackers into a bag, and I'm just going to use my hands to just crush them up a little bit. These are my graham crackers. Put them in my bag, and now I'm just crushing them up. Break them up so they're nice and small. And then after you get them as crushed as you want them, the recipe says, pour the graham cracker crumbs into a cup. So this is my cup. Brush off a little more. And then I'm going to just pour them into my cup. Oh, and also very important, boys and girls, before I started the video, and before I came over to start cooking, I washed my hands because it's very, very important that we always wash our hands before we eat and before we cook. Okay, so next it says mix together 1 cup of vanilla pudding and 2 tablespoons, that's what the TBSP in the recipe stands for, tablespoons of pumpkin pie filling. So I have my 1 cup of vanilla pudding here, and then I have my pumpkin pie filling. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my 1 cup of vanilla pudding into my bowl, and you can use either the packages of Jell-O pudding, that's what I used, or you can also buy the little vanilla pudding cups. They work well, and then you could just pour the whole cup in. Okay, so there's my vanilla pudding, and then I'm gonna, this is a tablespoon. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of vanilla pie, or pumpkin pie filling into my cup. Okay, and I'm gonna go back to my recipe, and I am gonna stir these together. Stirred it together. And then step 3 says scoop the pudding mixture into the cup on top of the graham crackers. So here's my cup of graham crackers, and I'm going to put my vanilla pie, or my vanilla pudding with the pumpkin pie. I'm going to scoop it on top. I'm going to go nice and slow so I don't make a mess. That. Okay. Step 4. I'm going to add my whipped cream. The best part of the pumpkin pie. It says add whipped cream to the top. So I add a little bit of whipped cream, and I have pumpkin pie in a cup. And the last step says to eat. All right, so again, this is just something for fun that you might be able to do with your families, but nobody has to make this. I don't want anybody to run out to the grocery store thinking they need to buy these things. You do not need to make this at home. What you do need to do is go to the next page and put the steps in order. You can always come back to the video and to the recipe to remember what I did first, second, third, and fourth. Because when we're cooking, it's important that we do the things in order. And then some of you have 2 pages of questions to do that ask a few more questions about the pumpkin pie recipe that you need to fill in for me. And everybody has at least one question to answer. Do you like pumpkin pie? So make sure you finish up your Seesaw activity and have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. Bye.